We are now 18 months since Joe Biden was sworn in as president, and Donald Trump, why are you still trying to win an election that you lost? Your latest impossible dream is to have the 2020 election decertified in Wisconsin and parts of Arizona. Mind you, there's no mechanism to do that in the first place, much less this far after the fact. Donald, you really need to start seeing a therapist. Your obsession is beginning to border on delusional. You really need to get help with that. Calling people names like when you called Mitch McConnell a disloyal sleazebag doesn't really help your image with voters. It may play well with your base of MAGA hat-wearing diehards, but most folks, it just seems unseemly for a 76-year-old man to be throwing about playground taunts like an 8-year-old bully. You've had a career as a real estate developer that brought you fame and fortune. Even if many of your properties are on the verge of being forced into foreclosure and you failed to pay many of your subcontractors, forcing them into bankruptcy that led to the loss of their businesses, your name is on many buildings across America as well as golf courses in the U.S. and Scotland. That many of those golf courses are suffering financial setback can be blamed partially on the pandemic. Maybe you should have read The Art of the Deal, where it tells you to buy low and sell high instead of buy high and sell low, or eat the losses. You've made money on many of your existing buildings that you didn't personally develop. You're doing good at flipping properties. Maybe you should stick to that for a while. Rumor has it that you want to run for the White House again in 2024. Hey, feel free. After all, it is your choice. Feel free. It is, after all, your choice. Maybe you should bear in mind that some, maybe quite a few people actually, are having second thoughts about having a very senior citizen as president. The life expectancy for men in the U.S. is about 78 and a half years. Nobody considered that when the 2020 election took place, since both you and Biden were over 70 years old. But more and more people are coming to the opinion that, with the stresses of the job, electing someone who will be over 80 when their term ends, if they make it that long, is maybe not such a good idea. You've had a lot of successes and some high-profile failures. That happens when you're a developer, especially a high-profile celebrity developer. Maybe it's time you channel your grandfather, Frederick Trump Sr., at the start of his career, and retire to your Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. You could live there in luxury and make your last development just outside of Clark County. Maybe call it the Trump Hotel and Boudoir. I mean, after all, Grandpa Fred did get his start running a whorehouse. Maybe it's time you got back to your family roots. Well, that's it for today. It'd be great if you'd like to subscribe. Feel free to have a go at me in the comments. And if you really like what I'm doing here, feel free to visit my Patreon so I can bring you even higher quality material. So long, stay safe, and drink one for me.